Right now, in our busy first half hour, a warning for anyone thinking of travelling to Dubai. It comes from friends and supporters of a young man who grew up in Australia but is now languishing in a Dubai jail for reasons that would be considered laughable back here.
From a human rights point of view, it's disturbing. From a personal point of view, it's been a very stressful time.
It seems incongruous. We're lured to the beauty, the wealth and the seemingly Western society of Dubai. But the reality is very different for one former Australian resident come holidaymaker to the United Arab Emirates, Al Wathba prison, deep in the desert.
We have no way to know how he's being treated in the prison. We can't imagine the conditions he's living under.
Radha Stirling is leading a campaign to free her colleague and friend, Cat Le-Huy. He was detained in Dubai airport on January 26 this year for possessing melatonin, a legal jet lag tablet available over the counter around the world, including in Dubai.
They strip searched him and took urine samples. They then asked him to sign a confession in Arabic, a language that he doesn't understand, and they denied him a translator and promised that he would be deported immediately as he signed the document. Obviously, he signed it under duress. When the test results came back negative, they decided to scrape the bottom of his bag and found what we believe to be fragments of dirt and dust, and they alleged to be hashish, so sent it off for processing.
Dubai authorities claim the small amounts of dirt they found at the bottom of Cat Le-Huy's bag contain 0.03 grams of hashish, an amount so small it would hardly be visible to the naked eye. But local laws deem this amount trafficable and punishable with a minimum 4 years imprisonment.
We feel that laws allowing for such a small quantity to be worthy of a 4-year prison sentence to be absolutely ridiculous by our standards.
Not only do Radha and Cat Le-Huy's family and friends find the laws ridiculous, but they question the validity of the tests that found the 0.03 grams in the first place.
There is a very high chance for any cross-contamination from fellow prisoners and also from the guards themselves who are taking the samples. At this point, we're unable to have them independently tested or any other authority to validate the tests. It's totally unjust, and anyone could fall victim.
Cat Le-Huy is the head of technology for Endemol UK, the company that produces Big Brother. He has spent the majority of his life in Australia after moving here from Germany at 8 years of age. His family still lives in Adelaide, but Cat moved to London when he was 24. His friends insist he is not one to even take drugs, let alone traffic them.
He's been well respected within the community, he's law-abiding, he's a genuine and ethical person who a lot of people, myself included, have come to admire and respect.
What reinforces Cat's friends' claims that he is innocent is the growing number of other foreigners detained, some for many years, based on what we here in Australia would find quite unbelievable evidence.
There's been a recent case where poppy seeds were consumed at Heathrow Airport through a bread roll before travelling to Dubai, and supposedly the authorities in Dubai found 3 poppy seeds on this man's clothing, and they have held him to prosecute for this. We have cases of a British woman who took codeine for back pain and was arrested in Dubai for having it in her system. So it's not just having it on your person, it's having it in your system at all.
If you do face imprisonment, this is where you'll be sent, and where Cat Le-Huy is currently held, Al Wathba prison. Reports from ex-detainees claim the prison is notorious for its human rights violations, including executions and lashings.
Completely overcrowded. The prison was designed, I think, originally to hold approximately 900 prisoners, but there are reports that it's holding over 3,000 prisoners, and they can barely shut the cells, the doors on the cells, because there are so many people competing for sleeping space on the concrete floors.
It's a situation Cat's friends don't want anyone else to face.
You should fly right by Dubai, I'll tell you why. If they find a sleeping pill or prescriptions, if you're ill, you'll be held against your will when in Dubai.
Their campaign to free Cat is also about warning others not to fall victim to what they see as brutal and unjust laws.
If they find a sleeping pill or prescriptions, if you're ill, you'll be held against your will when in Dubai.
We are suggesting that until further changes in the law are made in the United Arab Emirates, that people avoid Dubai at all costs, because it is just not worth the risk.
Cat Le-Huy is still being held without charge. If found innocent, he could be tied up in the legal system in prison for months. If found guilty, he faces 3 to 4 years in prison for an alleged amount of hashish so small it is not a trafficable amount, not even a usable amount.
Extraordinary story, isn't it? Kirstine Lum reporting there.